Hello viewers, this is going to be the first Christmas lights video for the Christmas 2021 series. The first thing I do before I start getting into trying to plan the decorations is I go through the pictures and the videos from last year, and I just try to get an idea of what I did last year, because a lot of times I start out with the same kind of concept, and then I'll change a little bit as I go. This year, because there was, for whatever reason, still no tag sales, I don't think I acquired a single Christmas decoration since last Christmas. So a lot of it's going to be pretty much the same as last year. The only thing I want to do differently this year is I want to utilize the downstairs more, because there was just too much stuff upstairs last year, and it was working on the real edge of the power, and the power went out a couple times. So I think I'm going to try to put more stuff downstairs. But what I'll do here is I'm going to go through, I believe I have a video. I guess there's no reason to guess. I should have it here. I should have a video of the lights. I thought I had a video of the lights in every room separately, although now it's not looking like I did that. I don't know why, unless I just didn't add it correctly to this playlist. Let's just try and search for it here. Maybe that's years past that I didn't, I did that. I really thought that I had recorded separate videos of everything, including the outside lights. I really thought I did that. '17 outdoor Christmas light. Okay, see, I didn't. This is a goof on my part. I didn't label this correctly, because this was part of Christmas 2020. I think this is part of Christmas 2020. Is it not in the? No, see, it wasn't in the playlist. Although this was 2019, so okay. Oh, that was correct. I'm really confused. What the heck? I don't understand. No, that was definitely 2019. Okay, so then maybe, I guess what happened, which I don't understand why I didn't do it this way last year. Wait a minute. Oh no, that's Vacation 2020. I guess, like, I just didn't do it. Because in years past, see, we have like Christmas light 2019 in the bathroom, in the hallway, in the bedroom. There should be one for the outside, I think. I guess I did pretty good for videos in 2019. Yeah, this is what I was thinking of. Yeah, this was the video that I really had got a lot of good picture of it on the outside. Alright, well, that's odd. I guess what I'll do is I'll just go through this video, and I'll watch this video, and then maybe what I'll do, because I had thought about doing this anyways, I thought about looking at some old videos and doing some commentary and stuff on these older videos. Maybe I'll go back and look at some of the older videos from a couple years ago, and and just see how I did it then. But anyways, let's watch this video. I'm going to cut the sound off and I'll kind of look what we have over it. I'm going to do 720p so it plays clearly. Okay, so this looks like this is the computer room. It keeps tearing. I don't know if it's like that in the recording too. No, I guess not. I'm looking at the recording preview and it seems pretty clear. Okay, well, if it's not perfect, it's not perfect. It is what it is. Okay. I'm going to do something different on that desk that was just there this year because I won't have those two screens there. So I have more space to put stuff on that desk. Okay. The computer room I've done pretty similar over the last couple of years. A couple of years ago I did that display on top of the other computer desk. That I really like. Am I going to show it here or what? These lights here on the wall, these are a couple different strings of pretty old mini lights. On the top is the M&M lights. I actually found one of those M&Ms recently. I don't know where I found it, but I remember I kept it on the out on the dresser. I hope it's still there. I figured if I put it away, I'm gonna lose it, so I better just keep it out, and then I'll put it on the lights when I take them out for the year. So this display I was talking about on top of the computer table here, I'm definitely gonna do that the same way because I like the way that came out, and that fills that space really good. It's a pain to set that up because those giant color lights always fall over and stuff, but I do like that. Did you see them cookies? My mother makes these cookies, amazing Christmas cookies. I think I got that wreath last year. I liked that a lot with those little lights in there. It's gonna do that again for sure. Got my little sledding candle. That worked pretty good on that table too. Probably do that again. Yeah, I think a lot of stuff is going to end up being like it was last year because I don't really have much new. Not seen in this video, my mother got it for me for Christmas, a string of lights that I had along the top of the windowsills. I actually really liked it. It was like Edison style bulbs. They was red and green, so I'll put that out again this year. Oh, there's a TPI 12. I always take a look at like what phones I was using too. I had the Panama in here still. It looks really nice in there. I think this year I'm going to put the Hampton-based camera in there. Okay, now we're in the bathroom. Bathroom is pretty much the same every year. One year I went out of control in there, and then in the last couple of years I've been a little more simple, if you can call it simple. I like the way this came out last year. This came out pretty good. You know, I'm really excited to record the lights this year with the GoPro camera because one of the things about this Sony camera is that the angle is not super wide, and that GoPro is so wide it gives you a phenomenal view, almost exactly as if you were seeing it in person. Okay, now we're downstairs here, and downstairs I love the way this came out. I went with like the very simple basic classic design downstairs, just as C9s along the wall there. This is a cool lampshade. I forget where I got that. It's a really neat lampshade. But I kept it very simple downstairs. I had the C9s along there, snowman lights. I don't think I got those plugged in correctly last year. I got to do something better with that this year. Bells are up there. I think I had 2 trees down here. That tree I'm going to use at work this year, so that tree is not going to be there. In fact, the record player is there now, so I may have to move stuff around if I decide to put another tree there. I had on this table a bunch of really old, small decorations. Little plastic trees, plastic reindeer. Those was real old. Some neat old stuff. I liked it like this, but I want to put a couple more things downstairs this year. Maybe a couple more smaller trees, because it was just too much stuff in the bedroom. I could put something where that dehumidifier is, so I don't use that in the winter. Probably could put a small tree in between this counter and the door there. I used the DCX 200s downstairs last year. I may do that again, or I may just go with 150s. I don't have a whole lot of other options because I want the Christmas ringer. This keeps coming up. I'm kind of intrigued by it, but I'm not spending 2,000 beans on it. That's crazy. Anyways, I had these candles here. I remember that candle. That was a nice candle. I got the Goodwills. That box fan in the corner, that thing's a piece of junk. One of the worst box fans I have. This tree I'm going to put downstairs again. I'm not sure where. It's not. I don't think it's going to go where it was in this video because I have a table there now. I could clear all that packing junk out and put it over there in a corner. I may do that. Or it could go on the other side. I'm not entirely sure. I'll probably put those snowflakes back. That looked fine there. There's nothing to really hook the lights around on this side of the room, so I'm not sure how I would put more lights over here. May not really be able to. Had a bunch of snowmen over there. Could put all those back. I remember I got that giant pine cone years ago. I forget where now. It was at a might have been at the Infecta Jones farm, one that we always call on the phone videos. Might have been from there. We usually get at least one Christmas tree from there every year. Oh, that photograph is of my old dog. I think my mother painted those Christmas trees. Yeah, I could put those back in the studio. It's funny because those was there for like, that Christmas tree is still there. Those C9s was there for years, and I just never took them down. And I think I finally ended up taking them down last year. Okay, here we go outside. I don't know what happened last year. Why did I not take videos of all the lights correctly? It looks like I'm recording from the inside. You know, last year the outside light setup was really unique. Well, I shouldn't say that. The setup was almost the same, but the experience of it was really unique because we got a number of people in my family that are all into this virus thing. And so my mother decided she was going to host Christmas outside. And so she did. We had Christmas dinner outside, which I thought was ridiculous, but that's what we did. And it was cold. You know, I don't do the cold. I just don't. The mold and the cold are two things I just don't mess with. And so we're outside. I had my that Lakewood radiant heater out there trying to eat Christmas dinner outside of the deck. It was cold. But what was interesting was that for the first time ever, I got to enjoy the outside lights from the perspective of being outside, which is unusual because in years past, I typically just look at the outside lights from upstairs, on the second floor, I don't look at the lights from the outside. And it's a much different perspective when you're looking at it from the ground up versus kind of at eye level or even down from the second floor window, which is, 15 something feet off the ground. So I really enjoyed the outside lights last year, taking a look at them from the outside. Much more impressive looking at it from the outside. And as much as I would never ever want to do it again, I have to admit, Christmas dinner outside was actually really fun. And there's something to be said about situations that you kind of improvise and they're not ideal, because you spend more time thinking about the people and the reason that you're there, rather than, is this dinner plate in the right place? Does the table look right? Is this food here? You kind of don't worry about all that stuff, and you just make do what you have. And sometimes it's better that way. In fact, a lot of times I think it's better that way. But so yeah, I really enjoyed the outside lights last year. It was a big part of the Christmas season. Really enjoyed them a lot. In the foyer, we got the snowflakes on it. I think it's really cool. And this thing broke. That reindeer is supposed to go on around in there, but it's not. I think that's been intermittent for a couple years now. I got the candles up in the windows. I got to do that again. I was so glad I got this garland to work again. That Lightkeeper basic thing fixed that garland lights. I love these garland lights. It doesn't look anything spectacular on the video, and this is where I'm hoping maybe the GoPro camera is going to capture it better in person. This is such an impressive piece. It looks so cool. It's got, I think, over 1,000 lights on there. Oh, maybe not. I think it's like 300 lights per segment, and there's, I think, 4 segments. Yeah, so I guess a little bit over almost 1,000. What, 3 times 4 is 12, so 1,200 lights on there. It's really impressive. One of my favorite pieces, my neighbor gave me those lights years ago, and they stopped working a couple years ago. The segments was going out, and I had bought something else to put on there. I put regular lights on there, wrapped them a couple times. It wasn't the same. Really thrilled I got those going again, and if they're broke again, I hope they will work with the repair of the Lightkeeper Basic. There we go. In years past, I had used some LED lights in the bedroom. I stopped using them last year because a couple of them broke. It wasn't a matching set anymore, and I did just not the same anyways. So I had the old C9s across the ceiling, and they weren't on a dimer because they drew too much power to run the 2 sets through the X10 module. So what I want to try to do this year is, I think I'm going to try to feed one string, because I can put one string on the X10 modules. I'm going to feed each string individually, and I'm going to put them on the X10 modules so I can dime them down at night, because it's overbearing. You can see in the video, the room is like broad daylight because of them things. That piece right here on the screen, that's one of my favorite pieces. It's just, smack the microphone. It just looks really nice. And I had those silicone flame tip lights on the wall there and on the bed. Those is really cool. Had those candles for many, many years. Probably 15 something years now. Bought those at I think I bought those at Michael's. There's the 1580. Those icicle lights are going back old too. See, there's an LED set. Just doesn't look the same. They're great outside. In my use case, I don't have enough power out back. I couldn't do a quarter as much as I do without having LEDs outside. But on the inside, LEDs just don't work. They don't look right. Those is old. Those are my grandfather's, going way back. Those lights, classics. Clear C9 doesn't get more classy than that for Christmas lights. And then you got these, the high pressure sodium lamp posts. Oh, I forgot about that giant snowflake. That was cool. I set that up last year too. The icicles are cool behind those leaves. Yeah, actually, there wasn't as much stuff in the bedroom as I thought there was. It must have been a year prior that it was like that. I tell you, I don't know. This last year was just a wash. Ugh. That pumpkin that you see there on the screen, my grandmother grew that in her yard, and it's such a testimony to how it's better to grow things naturally by yourself. That pumpkin was good up until like I think February or March. It stayed good for months. I've never had a pumpkin stay good for anywhere near that long. I put LED lights around there too. I'm getting rid of those this year. I'm going to use them for something else. I'll put incandescent ones on there instead. They just don't look right. They don't look right in person. They don't look right on the video either. The color is weird. This tree, I don't know how many more years I'm going to get out of this tree. It's falling apart. It loses so many needles. That tree is getting old. I used to have that tree in my grandparents' house years and years ago. She's probably 15 years old. You know what I really liked last year? These fiber optic trees. In fact, I want to try and get a couple more of those. Those things are fascinating to look at. Really, really cool. And now we have some photographs. And again, they'll be taking the photographs with the GoPro. I have a 17mm lens from my DSLR camera. I don't know what the millimeters of the GoPro claims to be, but I should have taken the photographs with my DSLR. I think I took these photographs with my point and shoot, and the lens is not anywhere near as wide as the SLR camera is. Hold up. So this desk here, what did I go back too far? Here we go. So this desk, I don't have the two screens here anymore, because that screen on the right, that was the one I was using, but it broke recently. So there's a lot more space on that desk this year. Probably still going to put all the animals there, because that works out pretty good. That's really the only place they can go that's just out of the way. But I'll have a little bit more space to put stuff on that desk. Oh, I forgot about this too. My cactus, I found that recently. Oh, this has those lights I was talking about before, the Edison string lights. Those are really neat. I like those. Gotta fix that snowflake again. Keeps breaking. Here's some photographs of the outside. Oh, these photographs came out pretty good. So this year, I think I want to do the same general thing here. To this tree in white, I really liked that, and this tree in color, that's definitely going to be the same. Probably going to put the same lights on the fence. Probably going to put the same lights here with the laser thing. That all worked out pretty good. Yeah, put the big lights on there again, right here. That's going to happen again. These lights are going to go back on a canopy. I liked that. Have a string or two of C9s on there. Yeah, a lot of this is going to be the same. I really liked the way it came out last year. I put this up there to put the lights, the laser thing on the deck. That was cool. I don't know if we're going to spend time outside again this year. I don't know. But I think I'm going to do it pretty much the same way, because I really liked the way it came out last year. When you were sitting on this canopy, it it was awesome because it was like you was surrounded by the lights. Normally it's only on one side. Yeah, this is all C9 incandescent here. That's the correct way to do it. I'm gonna do that again this year, but I gotta plug it up differently. I had the Emperor in there. I'm not sure what fan I'm gonna put in the bedroom for this Christmas. I gotta think about that still. Oh, that dog. I forgot about that dog. I got that dog, when my last dog died. It was right before Christmas. And I got that dog in memory of him. That's what that is. Actually, you know what? That's not true. It's not that dog. It's, this dog. This lighted one. That's the one that I got. That other dog that I was talking about under that other dog was from a couple years ago. That was different. Gonna do that tree at the same place, probably same lights again. Yeah, here we go. This is the dog that I got in memory of my old dog. My mother got me that recently. This was the dog I was thinking of. You definitely want to get more than fiber optic trees. Those are cool. Yeah, a lot of it's going to be the same. I got all these mini lights. I think those are a couple years ago now. I use those on a number of things. I really like those. Yeah, we're almost done here. More do you have side lights? Yeah, this is definitely going to get set up very similar to the way it was in these pictures. Alright, I guess that's the end of the video. What's the problem here? Alright, so, that's that. I guess we're done on here. So, that's what I usually do before I set the Christmas lights up. I just go through and look at, which ones how I had everything last year, what I used. And I kind of replicated off the same thing. I may make some changes here and there, but now I at least have a good idea of what I did last year. Definitely going to make the outside lights pretty much the same because that came out perfect. Going to do some of the same things downstairs, upstairs, I think I'm going to do another video like this, and I'm going to look at some of the years past. There's some old videos of the lights in the studio room before it turned into an absolute disaster, like 5+ years ago when there was space to function in there. And I think I have some real pictures from like 15 years ago of the lights in the bedroom and things like that. So we'll maybe look through some of those later on. Perhaps later on in the season. I'm hoping with the Go's Pro camera I can really get a lot of video this year of the setup process.